Okay, so a question I get asked a lot, or a question I will ask when I phone people up or people phone me and they're looking for some advice. One of the questions I ask is, can your dog take food when they're outside? And this is for behavioural cases, dogs that are reactive to other dogs. So the dog lunges and barks on the lead towards the other dog, or will try and shy away from the other dog, or person, or a bus, or traffic going past, a whole bunch of other things. Okay, so but it's basically we're wanting the dog to have some sort of emotional response to the problem. Okay. Now, the reason why I ask food, the reason why I ask the question, can your dog take food, is because I can now start planning a treatment protocol for the dog. So quite often people will say to me, yeah, I can't distract the dog when the dog's in that state, or I've tried to distract the dog and it doesn't work, or I can only distract the dog in some other instances. Okay, now the question is, what do I do when I can't distract my dog? Or how can I distract my dog from the other dog? The answer I will generally give is we don't. Okay, I don't want to distract the dog I'm working with from the thing that's causing them fear. What I want to do is I want to change how the dog feels about that thing. So, and we'll talk about dog aggression. Okay, your dog sees another dog and reacts, lunges and barks. I don't want to try and distract the dog from that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to change how my dog feels about that dog so that he doesn't react. Okay, and we use classical conditioning to do this. Now, the way that I did this a long time ago with my dog, when I started my own journey, is the protocol at the time was every time a dog appears, you shovel really high value treats down your dog's throat. Okay, now it worked, it did work, but it took a long time. My dog would be lunging and barking at the other dog, and I would still be throwing sausages into her face. Okay, and she would still take them, but she would take them like that and then lunge, take them like that and lunge. Okay, so there was no distraction going on. Basically, I was just filling the dog's food with face with food, filling the dog's face with food. Okay, now what happened with that was every time Kitty saw another dog, she now associates really good, so garlic sausage or salami, cooked chicken or something like that, with another dog appearing. So the presence of another dog now predicts food happens. So instead of her being fearful of another dog, she now starts thinking good things happen when another dog appears. But at no point am I trying to distract her. Okay, so the way that we do it now is we hold the dog at a distance where they're non-reactive. Okay, so say your dog will lunge and bark at 20 yards, 20 metres, okay, 20 yards, 20 metres. We hold the dog just beyond that, so that my dog now sees the dog at that distance, but doesn't lunge and bark, and I now give her food, okay, so she gets hot dogs. The dog leaves, and the food stops. The dog appears, I see that my dog has seen the dog, and you can tell by her reaction, her ears will move forward, or her tail will get a little bit stiff or whatever, but you'll see some response in the dog that she has seen the other dog, and the food then happens. The dog leaves, and the food stops, okay? Or as the dog's approaching, the food happens, and as the dog is leaving, the food stops. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm building this association, okay? I'm not trying to get her attention back on me at any point during this. I want her realising that when a dog appears, food happens or play happens. But we'll use food as the example just now, okay? Food happens when a dog appears. So over time, the dog now starts feeling better about it. I know I'm repeating myself here. Now, if we get the order wrong, okay? So, and if you've looked at the video about what your dog can see that I did, if I've got a small dog and the dog's only up to my knee level, and I'm up here, if the park or the environment is rolling just very slightly, I can see stuff before my dog sees stuff. Or if I'm in an urban environment, I can look over hedges or walls, low hedges and low walls, and I can see somebody walking with their dog. If I get the order wrong, if I see the dog first and then start bringing the food out and then the dog appears, the food now predicts the appearance of a dog, and the dog makes my dog feel bad. So the way we do it correctly is dog, food, food makes me feel good. Dog appears, I get food, food makes me feel good. Dog appears, I get food, food makes me feel good. Dog appears, it now makes me feel good, okay? So this is the link that we're looking to build. If we get the order wrong, what we now get is food appears, food comes out, a dog appears, and a dog makes me feel bad. Food appears, a dog appears, dog makes me feel bad. When I now bring out that food, the dog now starts looking for other dogs because the food is a predictor that another dog is going to appear, okay? So the dog has to perceive the dog first when we're doing counter conditioning, okay, to change this emotional response. If the dog is reacting, I will still present food, but if the dog is reacting and lunging and barking, I'm too close, so I would give the dog more space at that point. It doesn't, with classical conditioner or counter conditioning, using classical conditioning, it does not matter what the dog is doing, okay? I don't want her lunging and barking, but if she is lunging and barking, the food's still being presented. There is a time and a place to distract your dog, okay, but I'm not going to get into that just now. It's used as a management tool, but it's not used for training your dog or for changing your dog's mind, okay? So I see these comments quite often when I post some of my training videos, and people say, and I get this comment from clients as well, which means there's probably something lacking in the way I'm explaining it, which is why I keep repeating myself. We are not distracting the dog with food when we're using food for behavioural work around aggression. That's not what we're doing. We're using the food to change the dog's emotional response so the dog now feels good about the dog or the person that's causing it to feel upset prior to working, okay? Any questions at all on that, stick them in the field below and we can have a chat about it. And again, it is so important that you realise that you're not distracting the dog with food, okay? I'll give you another quick example of this. When I'm walking down the street on a Saturday night, if I'm in a city centre, I don't want to ignore stuff. I need to know what's going on. It's there. I don't want to be distracted by being so fixated on, say, a book that, you know, a pub fight happens or there's a man with an axe. Now, this doesn't happen a lot, but it's just to give you ridiculous examples. I'm walking down here and I'm reading my book and I'm walking down the middle of a busy street in Glasgow on a Saturday night. I've not got a clue what's going on, which means that I can't make judgments and make decisions about what's going on. I want the dog to feel comfortable with seeing this stuff's going on and it's cool. It's going on, it's nothing to worry about, all right? So, any questions again, guys, stick them below and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.